Sashi Puki Jukshin Meto Tram Vira Blingshi Nyande Genpadi Sange Shingdu Mikte Uargi Jokun Namdak Shingla Chuparsho Iranguru Ratna Mandala Kam Niryatayami Sange Chudang Soki Choknam La Jangchu Bardu Dakni Kyapsu Chi Daki Chenyen Gipe Sunam Ki Jola Penshir Sange Drupar Sho Sange Chudang Soki Choknam La Jangchu Bardu Dakni Kyapsu Chi Daki Chenyen Gipe Sunam Ki Jola Penshir Sange Drupar Sho Sange Chudang Soki Choknam La Jangchu Bardu Dakni Kyapsu Chi Daki Chenyen Gipe Sunam Ki Jola Penshir Sange Drupar Sho.
Yay. Okay, we will do quizzy quiz. There we go.
Am I the only one who needs to do it?
No, I think Alda does too.
Okay, good.
I finished my exam already.
Nah. Why are you here? Fine.
I don't mind doing it after if I'm the only one, so people don't have to wait.
No, it's for the recording too.
Oh, okay.
Because the people want to take this whole course later via, yep. Oh, final exam. You didn't see that? Okay. Enjoy.
Ward, can you give access to Alejandra so she can record as well, please? Thank you.
I thought you said she wasn't coming. Is everyone done? Cool. Let's start class number. Did I forget to share the thing? Oops. So you can pause it at the end there. Okay. Any questions about class number 9, which we did all the way last night ago?
I'm not sure I understand the difference between
Reality and understanding the list of.
yeah, exactly.
I
Read
knew
my
it.
mind.
I knew it. I was thinking about it last night when I explained it, and I was like, wow, that sounds the same. Should you explain it more? Like, no, go to bed. So, but I looked at it today when I studied for my quiz, and I got clear on it. So Kelly McGee's question, which I knew was her question, was referring to this question, which is on the quiz. Describe 3 different levels of this terms, literal and figurative. So A is rather simple, like is when someone says something, are they saying exactly what they mean, or they're saying something that needs to be interpreted? Exactly would be literal, and interpreted would be figurative, right? Okay, now B and C are close, but not the same. This one is ontological. Okay, that's a fancy word that means how something exists. Okay, so this is saying, does the way something exists, does it exist exactly as it is, appears to be, or does it exist some other way? Right? So, and these are closely related, that's why it's hard to separate them. But do pens exist the exact way they seem to be? No. They seem to exist as just pens to normal Joe Schmoes, normal fulanos, but in fact, they could be chew toys. They could be a mountain to a bacteria. They could be, you know, something high and holy to, in Geshe Michael's hand, it's an instrument to change the entire world or something, right? Or a bliss stick, we say, because Buddhists get bliss from everything, so it could be a bliss stick if you were enlightened. Okay, so the way that it exists, and we don't usually use this language. We don't say literal for that in English, right? We say, is there a discrepancy, or is it actually like that, or is it just appear like that? We don't use this languaging. But in Tibetan, the words trang and ne are a little different. I think they have a broader usage. Trang means to pull out or figurative. But in this sense, it can be used to refer to something that doesn't appear the way it seems to be. Right?
Okay.
And figurative, which is nge, like means, can also mean literal, which is nge, can also be definitive. in Tibetan. Like it's just definitely like that. It's just actually like that.
Okay.
So is the pen actually like a pen? No, it appears like a pen, but it's not actually like that. What's the only thing that's actually like what it appears?
Emptiness.
Right. That's it.
Okay.
So almost everything would be trang, would be figurative. Like every object except emptiness is figurative. So that's why these seem close. Okay, so that's but on the level of as it appears. Okay. Okay. And now I didn't have this as clear last night, but I was tired by this question. I don't know. And I studied it today because I was like, wait a second, what's the difference here? And it was on the quiz, so it was good I studied it. Okay. And on the level of understanding, right? So now this is in understanding, right? In the mind of a particular person, as opposed to the object itself, which is hard to separate because objects are only things that appear to the minds of particular people, right? So I think that's why it's almost it's very difficult to separate these two, or at least somewhat. Do we understand the two realities, right? And what are the two realities, Kelly McGee?
Apparent reality and ultimate reality.
Exactly. How things appear to be, but they're not really that way, and how things appear and are actually that way, right? Do we understand the two realities with an accurate state of perception that sees what they are, right? Because if we have a mind, because we have a mind and then we have what it's perceiving, right? So the direct perception of emptiness. You don't become emptiness, right? So this is emptiness, and this is the direct perception of emptiness.
Okay.
This is everything else in the universe, and this is not everything else in the universe. This now refers to having a rough, this is kind of famous, this Chu is kind of famous. It's in the Yoga Sutras. Vitarka Vicharya. It's like having a rough understanding of something, right? Like the pen thing. I'll explain the pen. No, it's not you doing. It's coming from me, and it's not coming from the thing. This way, no, this way. You know, what is it really? It's going to depend on who. Blah blah blah. But it's coming from the images in your mind, from a karma. Okay, that makes sense. And one day you'll see it coming directly in your mind, and if you get that really clear, you'll have the perception of emptiness, right? That was a pen thing in 3 seconds, basically. So that rough understanding, which then you have some clue. You're like, oh, okay. But that doesn't mean you're necessarily going to get enlightened in a certain amount of time, or that you really get it, or that you've had a cessation for the intellectual belief in it. You're just like on your way. Okay, I've been using the metaphor steps to Milwaukee. Okay, you could, you left your house, but you ain't out off your street yet. Okay.
Does the word accurate here mean
This accurate is also, it's a hard word here.
yeah.
It's hard. Accurate, correct, valid. It depends.
Okay.
It just means, are you looking at word talking to you right now? Is it accurate to say that?
Okay.
That's all that means. It's just pramana. This is the definition of pramana.
Okay.
This is just the definition of pramana. Like,
So it's like a valid state of perception.
yeah, you're accurately sitting on your couch, right?
Okay. And
Is it in reality? But on the level of reality, is your couch literally the way it seems, or figuratively the way it seems?
figuratively.
Yeah. So you can have an accurate state about your couch, and then still have a figurative understanding of the couch itself. basically, right?
I think I get
That's
it.
for Kunstabdämpfer, for relative, or I don't know, relative truth. I don't know, bogus truth, fake truth. Okay,
Thank you.
does that answer your question? You got it?
I think so.
Okay. All right, good question. I had the same question, and I realized I didn't teach it that well last night. But I was like, you know what? It's time to teach and time for Netflix. Okay, answer key, class 10, question 1. When we refer to the first turning of the wheel as something which is either figurative or literal, are we speaking about any teaching that Lord Buddha gave during the initial period of this teaching career? Give an example to explain why or why not. Okay. Are we talking about any teaching when we talk about it being literal or figurative?
Isn't this about like there are literal teachings about how to, like be a student or how the monks should behave?
Yeah, exactly. So the answer is no. We're mostly or mainly, or mostly, or maybe exclusively talking about emptiness.
Right.
And like other teachings which were taught during that same time, maybe in the same sitting, aren't what we're really referring to when we say the first turning of the wheel, although they happened in that time period. Okay? And the example is, be sure to wear your lower robes in a neat circle. Lumpur. This lum means circular. What's the thing about that circular? I don't know, it comes up in class sometimes. Geshe likes us to know that. Okay, 2. Jason Kappa takes pain to disprove the idea of some Tibetan thinkers that all 3 turnings of the wheel were meant literally. Okay, this is like an ancient argument that's still going on. These thinkers would even say that Lord Buddha was speaking literally when he said, actually, in order to attract some non-Buddhist groups, that things do have some self-nature. What object do they say that Lord Buddha was referring to, and how is this object sometimes misinterpreted? Okay, this is really famous. The object is Buddha nature, and it's one of those things that there's just arguments about. But basically, people interpret Buddha nature to mean like there's something inside of you that can one day become a Buddha, or like there's a Buddha inside you that needs to be revealed. What this is saying is that Buddha nature, in Sanskrit, it's Tathagata Garba. What? I heard somebody. Aldo, did you say something?
No, can you repeat it? Tathagata Garba is in Sanskrit?
Tathagata Garba.
Tathagata Garba.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, that's Sanskrit. That means that. I think the second one ta also means that. It means that went. Oh yeah, that went that way. Because gata means to go. It comes in English as the word go. That gate, paragate, parasungate, bodhisattva. Go further, go all the way, Buddha. First path, second path, third path, fourth path, fifth path, right?
Yeah, Buddhas are often referred to in Sanskrit as Tathagata, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Paying attention. Tathagatas are Buddhas.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, that's what I'm explaining. The five, the mantra gate 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 para sum gate, which is very famous from the Heart Sutra. Bodhiswaha, to become a Buddha. It's the same thing. Went that way, went all the way. The ones who all went, it just means a Buddha. It's just here's Geshe-la's translation. Ones who have gone that way. In Tibetan, it's Daishin Shekpa. Shek means went. It's the honorific for went. Shin means like that, of that, in that very way. And Te means that. So it's a direct translation of the Sanskrit. Garbha means a womb or something like that. So anyway, basically within you is this this thing like a fetus or something that will become a Buddha when, you know, if you do the right thing or something like that, like if you do the right karma or if you reveal it somehow. Anyway, meditate somehow. So I think that's a helpful way to think, actually, for many people, especially people who aren't as intellectual necessarily. Some teachings are more built for people who feel more. And for people who feel more, a lot of these teachings can seem cold and distant, or they just can't comprehend them as well, just because that's not how their mind is. And so, you know, when teaching people who are more feelers, you know, a lot of these teachings actually, they won't do things like ACI courses actually, usually, or it'll be hard for them. Like they'll feel, I don't know, they'll feel like pulled around or pushed around or something like that. So you have to be mindful of students like that. Don't push them too hard with the intellectual stuff. Anyway, so that Buddha nature is actually the fact that our minds are empty, which means that with the right karma, we could project a Buddha onto that. And the emptiness of our minds is equivalent to the emptiness of the mind of a Buddha. In the sense that they're both equally empty. Hero, are you wondering what tangible means? Is that your question? Tangible, like perceivable?
Same word in Spanish.
Okay. Okay, that's it. Boom. 3. What, according to the middle way schools, is the ultimate, also called ultimate truth or ultimate reality? Okay, everyone knows this. Everyone better knows that. Kelly, what is the ultimate nature of reality, according to middle way school?
That nothing is self-existent.
Yeah. That no thing has any nature of its own. Right? Exactly. Well, what would something have to be like if it had no nature of its own?
What would something have to be like if it had no nature of its own? It would have to be
a projection forced upon by your karma.
Aldo, not you.
I mean, I thought you were asking something different.
I'm not asking what Aldo said. Kelly, no, yeah. Aldo, we're giving you the hard ones. Go away. Kelly, what is it?
It has the potential to be different things based on the perceiver.
No, something that had a nature of its own.
Oh,
that
had a nature of its own. That would be the gakcha.
Yeah, that's just a name. What would that thing be like?
That would be a thing that, regardless of the perceiver, is perceived the same way, that it doesn't change, probably, that
Definitely.
it is what it is.
Yeah, that everyone would perceive it the same exact way for all time, forever, no matter who they were, where they came from, what they were, right?
Mhm.
It's hard to even imagine such an object, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it is. That's why you had a hard time answering the question. You're like, huh? What? I don't know. Doesn't even make sense. Okay, exactly. Very good job, Kelly. So here's what's ultimate. They say that the ultimate or ultimate truth refers to emptiness, which is described as the fact that no existing object has a self nature. Okay? Cool. How does the middle way school describe deceptive reality? Oh, we basically just did this, but kind of. Okay, Aldo, Mr. I got to answer all the questions. You describe deceptive reality for us.
It's deceptive because it deceives the state of mind, because you think it exists certain way, self-existingly, which really doesn't.
Okay, that's why. But
Yeah.
what is it like? Describe it.
Deceptive reality,
Mhm.
thinking the thing exists, has true nature.
Yeah, but that's not going to mean anything to somebody. Come on, give me more. Give me something. Give me something your mom can use. Although your mom is a pretty good student, so she might have that work with that definition. Give me something that never went to Geshe Michael school could use.
Okay. Thinking that things, okay, how would I teach it to, well, my mom has gone with Geshe Michael, but let me think, how would
I know that's exactly what I was like. Your mom? Nah, not your mom. Describe it to my mom. She hasn't gone to Geshe Michael school yet.
Okay. Thinking that things things don't have anything, they don't have anything to do with what you do.
That's true. That's
Thinking that things are unrelated with what you do. They don't have not thinking that what you perceive has nothing to do with how you behave.
yes. I like that. I use that pretty often,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah. That's good. Okay, let's see what Geshe says. They say that deceptive reality is that reality which deceives a certain state of mind, which is what Aldo said. This reality is called deceptive because it seems to be one way, self-existent, but is really something else, a rejection forced on you by our karma. Aldo said that too. Good. Thank you, Aldo.
Yeah.
Um,
How would you say it to a waiter in the corner?
I would say deceptive reality is thinking that there is a best thing on the menu.
Okay.
There's no best thing on the menu. Depends
Okay.
on the person, right?
Yeah, thinking that the pork chops are the best option in the menu.
Thinking that you self-existently deserve a tip. That's what I would say. Okay, cool. By the way, my llama is the best tipper I've ever met on the whole planet. Okay? You want to make friends quick? Hang out go to the restaurant with Holy Gosh and Michael. They'll remember you when you come back. They're like, oh, right this way, sir. It's amazing. He does it very nonchalantly and very happily. It's amazing to watch. Okay, 5. Now, how does the mind-only school draw the difference between ultimate reality and deceptive reality? Uh-oh. Okay, Kelly McGee. Yeah.
Mind only would say that some things are self-existent and some things are not.
That's true. Keep going.
Ultimate reality, well, deceptive, oh yeah, okay, now I'm remembering. Deceptive reality is the constructs that we misperceive the construct as self-existent when the construct is our projection onto the object.
Yes.
Whereas ultimate, yeah, I'll stop there.
No. So what's the ultimate reality of the object?
The ultimate reality of the object is what is left when the kuntak is removed.
That's true. That's Jungdrup, right? If you take Shenwang minus Kuntak equals Jungdrup, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just now I need to say minus in Tibetan. I can just say the whole thing in Tibetan. But anyway, the ultimate reality of a dependent thing, a Shenwang, which is the Tibetan name for it, is the fact that it comes from causes and conditions.
Oh, yeah.
And then in particular, that the very same seed that creates the perceiver also creates the dependent thing that the perceiver is witnessing.
Right.
And that's why it's mind only. There's nothing out there, like no God made it. Sorry, Christian friends. This is mind only school. Don't get mad at me. There's no God out there that made it.
Is that the same as saying the kuntak and the shenwan came from the same seed?
No, it's not. It's saying, oh, do you want a real headache?
Sure, why not?
I'll show you. Hold on. You're like, sure, I got a headache already. Why not? Okay. You ready?
Mm-hmm. Is this
Deep
your
explanation of the mind only school, difficult questions in mind only school Buddhism, part 2 by who?
awesome?
What's that?
Awesome.
I don't know how I ended up translating Jason Kappa, but something happened. Okay, so here we go. Let's see if I can get right to it. This is the newest copy too. This is 2 days old.
I like that heading.
Oh, did Geshe have a funny heading?
Read this section. It's good.
Oh yeah, that's a quote. That's just for us. That's not for the book. That'd be funny though. Read this. This is good. In the middle of the book. Trust me, it's good. Okay, it's verse 12. I don't know why I didn't go right to that in the first place. What? Verse 12. It's weird. What's going on? Oh no, hold on. 11. Something better not have happened to verse 12. Did we forget to include it? Sorry about this. Oh, there it is. Why didn't it come up in the search? Okay, sorry. Sometimes this word search acts a little funny. Okay, here it is. Here we go. Wang Dun Le Shen Zhukpe Yu Kun Shi Yul Tu Min Gyurte. We don't need the second half. We'll just do the first two. Okay, Wang and Tun. Tun means objects, right? Wang means the sense powers. So, and here's our translation. Mostly Geshe-las, but I helped a little. Certain objects of the sixth, which means the mental consciousness, other than the powers and their objects. This is the other. This is the sixth. Cannot serve as objects for the foundation consciousness. Okay, so when the mind-only school says things are the same substance, they mean out of the foundation consciousness, which is called the kunshi, right? Here it is, kunshi. This means of, right? Objects of the kunshi. When the perception of the object and the object itself appears, it's from the same seed in the kunshi splitting into two parts that appear as two different things, but are the same substance. And this is called the ten of the kunshi, which is the part of the kunshi, which is all of the ripened seeds in the kunshi. Everything that's happening around you, everything that is ripened as your experience of the world. Looking at your computer right now, feeling annoyed and bored, and tired, wanting the class to end. When you look at my face, feeling slight disgust, that is all happening in your kunshi, okay? As the objects ripen, as the thing that, like, you hear my voice, and the perception of my voice through the ears, through the wang, the ear powers, and the object, like the sound waves, right, of the voice and so forth. Okay, there it is, straight out of the holy mouth of Jason Kappa via holy mouth of Geshe Michael via the profane mouth of me. Okay. All right, boom, question 5. They say that nothing which exists by definition, meaning dependent things and totality, is an example of ultimate reality. They say that anything that doesn't exist by definition, meaning constructs, is an example of deceptive reality. We gave the long answer, but Kelly McGee said that stuff too. Yay, 6. What does the mind-only school mean when they say that the valid perception, which is the subject that perceives a physical object, and the physical object which it perceives are of the same substance. Okay, we just answered this question. They do not mean the physical object is made of the same stuff as the mind. Okay, that's not what mind only means. Not even mind only school people think when you're kissing your girlfriend, you're kissing your mind. No, you are kissing the karma which you gave to someone being affectionate or loving or whatever you did to them that felt good. If the kiss feels good, if it feels bad, then you did something bad. Rather, they mean the subject and object have grown from a single karmic seed. So in this verse, this is from Chang'e Lekshe Ningpo, which is the book we're studying. Suk Tang Suk Zin, the form and the holder of the form. So Jason Kappa doesn't say Wang Tun in this case. He says the form and that which holds the form. You have a for these you have a tema, you have a pramana, and that pramana is stuff that is empty of being other stuff, of being otherwise, meaning it's the same stuff. It's a negative, right? Okay, more Tibetan than you wanted in a week. All right. You know, it's so interesting for me studying Tibet. You see how short the Tibetan is? And you see how long the English has to be to compensate? It's very interesting. It's easier to memorize Tibetan than it is in English a lot of these cases because it is so succinct. But sometimes that concision is difficult to translate because it's like 6 words and you're like, what? And then you have to write this like paragraph to explain it in English. Anyway, the joys of translation. 7, explain where the name mind only comes from. Oh, great. We just talked about this too. As Jason Kappa explains this point in his Illumination of the True Thought, which is another text by Jason Kappa called Gongpo Rapsel, which is a commentary on Master Chandrakirti's Entering the Middle Way, which is a commentary on Arya Nagarjuna's wisdom, right? Shut Up is the name of the book. Also called the Root of Wisdom, Root Wisdom. Anyway, he first quotes the Sutra of the 10th level, which says, these 3 realms of existence are mind only. If someone tells me what the 10th Bodhisattva level is called, I will give you $20.
Ten bhumis.
No, what's the 10th bhumi called?
Oh, the 10th.
Yeah, this is the sutra on the 10th level.
I remember us talking about it, but I don't remember the word.
Yeah, I talked about it. That's why I'm asking. It's called Dharma Mega, the cloud of the Dharma.
Cloud of the Dharma.
Sutrin. It's in the 4th chapter of the Yoga Sutras. If you want to study that book, I think Earl's teaching it. Okay. And other people, Ben Kramer is quite adept at it as well. He goes on to explain that the real meaning of mind only here is that the mind is the main thing that creates the world, not something physical, right? There's not a dog factory in Kansas turning out dog bodies, right, Aldo?
Yep.
Or some creator God. Okay, this was my apology earlier to the Christians. Does this mean there's no creator God?
No self-existing creator God.
Ooh. Can have your cake and eat it too. So does that mean you can still go to heaven?
Yes.
Well, tell me, use the same adjective it used for the God to describe heaven for us, Aldo.
not to a self-existent heaven,
Yeah,
but a tantric paradise sounds like heaven to me.
it is heaven. It's
Yeah.
also heaven. I mean,
Well, I mean, like the heaven other non-Buddhist people use and
yeah,
refer
right.
to.
But everyone's heaven's different anyway, so whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it means to be non-self-existent, right? And who likes harps that much? I mean, really? Do I have to hear harp music for the rest of my life? Doesn't sound too heavy. That sounds like the other place. What happens if you go to your self-existent heaven and haven't created the karma to be there perpetually?
You lose it.
Yeah, where you go right after that?
Probably a lower rebirth.
They say hell. They're
Really?
pretty explicit about it.
Okay.
Yeah. If you go to a god realm where it's awesome and it's just, harp music and apparently a lot of white people, I mean, if that's what you think is good, you could go to Idaho for that. You don't have to go wherever. I don't know. Norway. Anyway, and you haven't created the karmas to do it perpetually because you don't have bodhicitta and don't understand emptiness, then afterwards you just go to hell.
Because you don't have enough virtue to have a human rebirth.
All because you use all your virtue going to heaven, they say.
Okay.
Being in heaven. Yeah, it gets all wasted up. It's like if I went to Monaco for a weekend, Do I have some cash? Yeah, I got some cash. But like, how long is it gonna last for me in Monaco? Okay, you see what I'm saying?
You should go to the beach in Mexico for a long time.
I'm going to I'm thinking more Jersey right now, okay, Kelly McGee?
I don't know. Out Harold's window looks pretty nice.
Oh yeah, I could go to Guayabos for cheap. I'll be on Harold's couch, like he won't be able to kick me out. I've already done that to Harold. I wouldn't do it to him again. Okay, number 8. In the independent group of the middle way school, what does it mean to say that a thing exists truly? Okay, Aldo. Wait, Leah's here? Well, Leah's driving. Okay, Leah, don't drive and meditate, okay?
I was just meditating on snow.
You're gonna get a DUM.
That's funny. Okay.
Used to have them all the time in India. Crashing wagons. Okay. In the independent group of the middle way school, what does it mean to say that a thing exists truly? Okay, this is a hard, well, I don't know. You remember?
Well, it's not that it exists by definition. You're saying it doesn't exist by definition.
Well, yeah, you can say it just depends on the definition because the definition depends on each school. But anyway, how does this thing exist truly? Or maybe how does things not exist in middle way, independent middle way?
Is it that Shewans exist, but Kuntaks don't exist?
That's mind only. We're done mind only now. We're on independent. We're on lower middle way.
Okay, so it's projections, but it's projections on something that has substance.
No,
that's mind only.
No, parts. Just say parts.
Parts. Okay, it's projections onto parts.
Yeah, because the idea there is that like I couldn't project a Leah on the parts that make up her car. You understand? If I saw a car, and even if I had a projection come out of my mind that was like Leah, and I'd be like, oh, that couldn't be Leah. Obviously, that's a car. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was just meditating on that there's no snow where there are trees because there are parts of trees, so there can't be snow there.
Yes, exactly. But what is this? What is the problem with this view? What is it not examining that needs to be examined? 2 words.
Empty space.
Empty space too, because empty space also, but even more fundamentally, the raw data.
The parts.
Oh, right. It's not looking at the emptiness of the raw data, the parts.
Yeah, well, you at that point, you have to say the parts of the parts. Or the raw data. Because if you say the parts, they would say, no, we established that the parts need to be validly, I forget, they use very specific languaging. Let's see if, holy gosh, Michael says it here. Yeah, they say, having appeared to an unaffected state of mind. Okay, let's see. In this school, an object exists truly when it exists from its own side. This is describing their gakja through some unique identity of its own, rather than that's their gakja. This is the gakja of the lower middle way. Oh, by the way, your friend Birdie, this is the hardest class of every class of the whole course, by the way. We're doing a review of the hardest topic of the whole school for your first class, but welcome.
It's not Birdie's intro to ACI.
Oh, okay. Cool. Good. Well, it's still difficult. You're welcome, Birdie. Okay. So this is their gotcha. An object exists truly when it exists from its own side through some unique identity of its own. Right? So the opposite would be rather, this is called a soft disjunctive. It's probably a la in Tibetan. Let me see. Let's see how smart your teacher is. Let me see. Lo, mind. Nyume, unaffected. La, by the appearance, ngangwei, of the wang, sense powers, gi, by those, shakpa, place, mayinpar, not being placed, right? Yul, that object is like that. Rang, by itself. Gi, of. Tongmong, which means shared or together. Mayinpe, not like that either. What word is this? Oh, yeah, directly. Oh, no, do. Oh, Oh, put together by. So there is no soft disjunctive, which you didn't care about anyway. Anyway, rather than simply being established as existing by having appeared to an unaffected state of mind. So they show up and your mind unaffected, like meaning not drunk, not on acid, not in a rage, a jealous rage or something. Establish, oh, this is the shakpa. Establish. Where's that shakpa? My brain, here it is. Shakpa. Establish. This is the, so, okay, yeah, here we go. They exist by having appeared, being established as existing by having appeared to an unaffected mind. That's the 50-50. The establishment and the appearance, 50-50. I think, I'm pretty sure. Okay, let's move on quickly. When three, that's the school we studied the least, the lower middle way. So, or that I've studied the least. So I know the very basics, but really I don't know it as well.
I thought mind only was 50-50. Are they both 50-50?
No, mind only isn't 50-50. Mind only is 0, 100. Kuntak.
Okay.
Someone is 0% Tashi until you 100% label him as Tashi. Right?
Even though the thing of the perceiver and the object perceived coming from the same seed kind of like suggests like a shared participation in the creation of reality.
Yeah, even though I knew exactly what you were going to say. That's why I said the constructs. That is, there's two gotchas in the mind-only school. One is the fact that what you label a thing is not necessarily what it is, right?
Yeah.
And the other is that you and the object are of the same substance. The perceiver and the object are the same substance. That's not 50-50. That's one thing.
Yeah.
Right? A tree with two branches isn't two different trees.
Yeah.
But I could see why someone might think 50-50 when they heard that, but that's not what it means. It's different.
Yeah.
If you really want to get this, you should listen to the Mahamudra course that Geshe Michael did. It's amazing. I've done it. I've listened to it many times. I love it. And you should in your mind be able to just go up and down the schools. Just go, oh, change, control, same substance, 0, 100, 50-50, 100, 0. 100, 0, 50-50, 0, 0, 100, same substance, control, change. And when you talk, what? Huh?
It doesn't escalate in numbers. It's not like going up the scale is increasing like the amount that's coming from me. It switches around.
No. The degree that the onus is upon you of the object increases directly proportional to the school. So the highest school will say that is 100% you. But when I say, look, 100% you, 0% from the object side, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now,
And then
wait, don't. Then 50% you, 50% from the object side, right? Then 0% the object, and wait, 100%, wait, 0% object, 100% from you. Is that right? No, 100% from you, 0% of the object. Damn it, sorry. Confusing. I hope I'm not confusing you. The label that you put on the object is coming all from you. I know, hold on. I know that can seem like middle way, but that's why it's fine distinctions, because that's why there's two gotchas. 1 second. The mind-only school says a construct is something where the object is outside of you, and the label that you put on the object has no definitive nature at all. So the object is out there 100%, and what is coming from you is 0% of what the object is. And then single substance, and then sutras say you can't control a thing, and there's no autonomous droid inside you like controlling your mind, your body. And then lastly, things change, or they're not partless. They are consists of partless atoms. Hetero, I'm not repeating that. Listen to Mahamudra course. This is not Mahamudra. Actually, this part of the class is Mahamudra course. Fine, whatever. Ugh. Here we go. Abhidharmas say that the nature of things is the fact that they change. So that's the first school. So that means that their gotcha would be a thing that does not change. The Sautrantikas, the logic school, the Sutras believe that things are not autonomous. You think you control your life by the little voice in your head until you get in a horrible accident and you can't move your arm. Until you try to do Hanumanasana and the leg stops moving. You have no control over your leg. The limited amount of control that you think you have is based on your karma. Right? And you definitely don't control other people. You definitely don't control your boyfriend. Okay. 3, mind-only school. The object which we see outside of us and the perception of that object comes from the same seed. There is no coincidences. That's what the mind-only school says. Mind-only school. Second, gotcha. There is things are empty of what you label them to be. What did Shakespeare say?
To be or not to be.
He did say that too. Is it to be or not to be? Is it better to suffer the slings of arrow of some misfortune? What is that, Macbeth or Hamlet? I always mix those two up. Anyway, not that one, Aldo. He says a rose by any other name would smell as sweet. Meaning, if you called it rose or house or buffalo, it would still be the smelling of the rose, right? And that's constructs. The label rose doesn't actually change the quality of the thing, right? Got it? Shake your heads, I'm doing this for you. Good. And then next, the redness of the rose, the thorns, the little water droplets that glisten off roses, if you see them early in the morning, it's quite beautiful. And the fact that you perceive it as a rose that smells good, etc., is how roses appear. If you don't have those parts of the rose, you don't have no rose. And even if you think something's a rose and try to think rose on it, it's not going to function as a rose. It's going to be a car or your lunch, and that's going to be weird, right? 50-50. That's lower middle way. Madhyamika Svatrantika. And everything is coming from seeds in your mind. And that's all that's out there. And if you examine a thing, and then examine the raw data, which makes that thing, and examine the raw data that makes that raw data, ad infinitum, you'll always come up with emptiness. There's nothing there except how you are perceiving it based on your own mind. Okay? Study more. 10. The mind-only school has asserted that there are things that can exist from their own side through some unique identity of their own. The independent part of the middle way school has asserted that the perception of things depends on their appearing from their own side to a state of mind, which from its side is unerring. Okay, I just explained this 50-50 business. Okay, here we go. The perception, right? Pramana of things, any object, depends. Okay, this is its dependent origination. This is what it's saying. On their appearing from their own side. Okay, that's 50. to a state of mind from its side, which is unerring. Okay, you got it? 50-50. How does the consequence part of the middle way school assert that things exist? Oh, they say that things exist only as projections from our side. Okay, so simple. I could complain and say, why didn't I get to translate middle way? But I think Nick's book is harder than mine. He's doing middle way. It's Geltub J. It's like insane. Just like, what? It's the only class of the mixed nuts where my mind just shuts down sometimes. I'm just like, yeah. I'm like no. Just, I don't know what's happening. I'm just like, no, I can't. I just start drifting. So I hope a little bit's going in, but not much.
You're starting a new mind-only book, Word?
That's a long story. Short answer, yes. More accurate answer, no. Fine. I hear Aldo like, what? Just tell me the whole answer. Fine, dude, whatever.
Are you speaking
Literally or figuratively? Yeah, I know what you're gonna say, dude. Stop. Unfortunately, I'm reading your mind. Okay. Reading people's minds is not that fun, okay? So Aldo, we started a book by Jason Kappa, the one I just showed you. It was very difficult. So we went to a commentary and translated that whole commentary first so that we could go back and properly treat Jason Kappa.
okay?
And so we're back to Jason Kappa now after having finished the Golden Key.
Okay.
So is it new? No. Is it the next one? Yes. Right? You get
The
it?
next one with a new insight.
I guess so. Yeah. It's all seeds. It's really weird. Okay. 11. What does Jason Kappa say his own position in this regard is? So this is the punchline. This is the end of the book. Jason Kappa's like, okay, by the way, this whole mind only thing, no. Okay, this is what I think. Because it's important at the end of a mind only school teaching to not leave them with just mind only school. Please tell them middle way. Just tell them. Even if it's for a little bit, just a reminder, just say the pen, just don't leave them with the same substance thing. Okay.
Do we have to wait to mind only to talk about middle way? No, right?
No,
We
all I
talk-
talk about is middle way all the time. I'm saying if you give a mind only teaching,
Okay.
when you teach this, sprinkle middle way in there, remind them. And at the end, just make it middle way, just so that seed gets watered, okay? We're trying to make middle way practitioners that understand the mind only school, okay? Not mind only school practitioners who have heard the middle way, please. Thank you. Okay. That's my humble request. At the end of his text on the art of interpretation, he openly declares he follows the teaching of the consequence group of middle way school. Here we go. And it's very sun-copying. He says, who on earth who understood these things would fail to take the system of the realized being of Nagarjuna as their own? Okay, he's just like, no. Like, listen. I don't know what you think, but Ludrup, that's Nagarjuna. Usually we say Arya Nagarjuna. I'm just quoting Tsongkhapa here. Luksang, that, oh, it says realized being, all right, excuse me. Geshe did include it. Luksang, the pure system of Arya Nagarjuna. Tsoar, By that is what Tsoar, Maine. This is the Tso in Lamso Namsam, which is the first book in our ACI teachings, right? The three principal paths. Maine. Who would? Oh, this is good, Geshe-la. Wow, he's so good. He puts as their own, but the Tibetan says principle. So like a bad translation, like my translation would be, you know, who wouldn't hold it to be the main best system of Nagarjuna, right? Geshe-la's like, no. This is so eloquent. Okay. And 12. When we say that things are only projections, does that mean that we can make anything we want it to be? Leah says yes, jokingly. No, it doesn't.
It's forced by karma.
Okay, you ready for this debate, Aldo?
Okay.
So this is saying Pabonka Rinpoche is completely wrong.
Sure.
You can't say sure yet. There's no debate.
Why? Why are you saying that?
Cheer.
Cheer.
Yeah. So I guess Pabonka Rinpoche doesn't know what he's talking about.
Why do you say that?
Because Pabonka Rinpoche says in Islam Rim that a good Dharma practitioner can make a seed ripen in a day.
Mayung.
Perfect! Yay! I was like, come on, say Kapamajung. Kapamajung. So you're saying it's not necessarily the case that you can make a seed ripen in a day, that you can make anything we want it to be?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's called Kyabake.
Kyabake.
I mean, Kyabalok.
Kyabalo. Yeah.
Right. Say out loud what the thing that you're saying isn't necessarily the case, which I just said, and it was clear, and Aldo agrees, right?
Yep.
And he's right. Exactly. You could make something ripen in 1 second, but you would still be making something ripen. It wouldn't be you wouldn't be making anything by just wanting it to be that way.
It's just accelerating the process.
Yay! That's perfect. And if you can get that, you can have anything you want. So there it is. But to other people, it's going to seem like magic. And it is magic. But all magic is just understanding how things work such in a way that other people don't get. And it makes it seem like what you're doing is magic when in fact you just understand the laws of how things function. Right? What's a word for that in Sanskrit? Dharma. Okay, it's called the truth. All right, 13. Does the fact that things are only projections mean that leading an ethical way of life is unimportant? Yeah, of course it does, right? Right, Kelly McGee?
No, it's really important.
Things are only projections. They're all illusion. Doesn't matter what I do.
It matters more, actually.
No, things don't exist the way I think they do, so nothing matters.
Things exist based on your past actions.
Yeah, but they don't really exist.
Yeah,
They're projections.
really, really exist.
Nuh-uh, you said that they come from karma or something. I don't know, seeds or whatever. So that means they don't really exist.
No, they do it. That is precisely why you have the experience you're having.
The experience of not being able to understand this. Exactly. Thank you, Kelly McGee. No, it becomes more important because our projections are forced on us by our past deeds, good or bad. Someone who really understands emptiness immediately understands that it's absolutely essential to lead an ethical life. And this is why when you teach emptiness, you should teach
Karma.
yeah, because otherwise people can walk away and become
Nihilists.
which is one of the two
Extremes.
and the other extreme is
Thinking everything is self-existent.
because it
Just exists on its own.
no, because it exists at all. Right? You think
they're self-existent.
yeah, because something exists, it has to exist self-existently. Right? But good job, Kelly McGee. Woo! See what happens when you come to class? I'm making fun of all the people that aren't here, so it doesn't really work. Anyway, and you know, with Dharma, with these teachings, you know, when I first started listening, we have time, right? We have half hour. We're almost done anyway. When I first started teaching, it was 10 years ago. I'm literally about to finish my ACI courses as early as tomorrow, but more likely, well, I think I'll be done tomorrow. So 10 years ago, and Holy Geshe Mike would say things like, you got to hear the pen 3,000 times. Actually kept going up. It used to be 1,000. Then it became 3,000. I'm like, what? I just got up to 1,000. How are you going to bump it up like that? Or he would say 3,000 hours. I wonder, I kind of calculated my hours a few times. I think I'm in the thousands. I don't know about 3,000, but you got to hear it over and over. And the only way you can hear it over and over is if you show up to class or listen to a recording or whatever it is, you know? And even if you show up to class a lot, you still have to contemplate it a fair amount or a lot. You have to try to apply it and fail. I mean, I don't want you to fail, but you're gonna fail. If you need these teachings, that means you're gonna fail. Otherwise, you wouldn't need these teachings. And you should teach me, please. You're going to, yeah, you should try to apply them. And you should move in with Aldo and argue with him about it, you know? She's got a nice little space in for rent on Airbnb, right, Aldo?
Yep.
Are you still renting it even though it's COVID?
Yes. Yeah.
Cool. So if you want to go to
And
Guadalajara,
Nicole just stayed here.
Nicole did?
Hasso and Nicole.
Oh, good for them.
Yeah.
It's a nice little place. Okay. So you move in with Aldo and you're trying to like avoid him and all humans and just go about your day, but he corners you and starts asking you questions about emptiness. And you get into an argument and you're like, ah, and then all day you have to think about it. And then a year later you say, oh, Aldo, I thought about it for a year. Here's my answer. But I'm joking, but it really helps to have discussions with people too. You know, in the monastery, they have debate. They have a debate ground. It's just a structured way to like talk to your friends about emptiness and the other subjects that go into, you know, Buddhist thought. Okay? And if you don't do that, you won't get it. It'll be very hard unless you're already like an Arya in a past life and your seed's just about to ripen or something like that. It takes a lot of effort generally. but also don't debate people who don't want to debate, or talk to this stuff about people who don't want to talk about it. Really don't. First of all, you would be
Breaking vows.
which one?
While teaching emptiness to somebody who's not mentally prepared for it, because it could ultimately turn them away from ever seeking it. And
What vow is that?
13?
11.
11.
Exactly, because you would be breaking
Yeah.
a vow.
I
And-
only know because it's the only one that's been drilled into my head as the number.
Oh, you know 9 and 18.
I know 9 and 18. That's true.
Everyone knows 9 and 18 who studies them. Okay, anyway, you get it. Good job. Good, perfect answer, Leah. Perfect answer, Kelly. Okay, here we go. Why does the consequence presentation of the meaning of emptiness have especially important implications for our own search for enlightenment? Because it's the only one that works. Okay? I mean, completely. They'll all help you. This is the only one that will get you all the way to a complete paradise. And let me tell you something, actually, because this is the last class, so I don't know what's going to happen after this. Consequence presentation? This is a Prasangika, Hero. It's just middle way. I don't know. What is it, Aldo? Consecuencia?
Yes, la escuela de la consecuencia.
Sí, okay. It's just the higher middle way, Hero.
They're also called the necessity group.
Yeah, that's
Why so?
because the word prasangika in Sanskrit means an absurd necessity,
Okay.
or absurd consequence, or
Okay.
sarcastic necessity, or sarcastic consequence, or sarcastic.
Okay.
So I guess everyone likes the taste of bananas. Right? You get it? Are bananas empty or not, Aldo? Just say no.
No.
So I guess everyone loves a banana in the morning, right, Aldo?
Yes.
No, everyone's. If you think yes, then you gotta immediately go to lower school. You gotta go, forget consequence. Just go down. Just go right to changing. So so bananas never go bad?
They do.
Yeah, so do you like them when they go bad?
I do.
Now you gotta go lower. God told you not to do it. Okay. Really? If you'll meet some characters who'll just be like, Birdie says GMO bananas. Okay, cool. But you get it? It's the sarcastic, it's the absurd consequence of our sarcastic statement, which is supposed to lead somebody to an understanding of emptiness or otherwise. Got it? Aldo, do you understand, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. I'm talking to you. Okay, 15. Aldo can't wait till the classes are over. 15, the sutra says that the real goal of Buddhism is to stop the process of aging and death. The Heart Sutra says, excuse me, through stopping our ignorance. Is this a literal or figurative statement? If it is literal, then why have we not seen any person who stopped the process of aging and death? All right, Kelly McGee, I'll give it to you because I think you came to every class, didn't you?
I think so for 18.
For 18. Good job. Okay. So tell me, is it literal or figurative when the Heart Sutra says you can stop ignorance? I mean, aging and death through stopping ignorance.
Literal.
Okay. So the Heart Sutra says you can stop aging and death?
Yes.
So it's literal when the Heart Sutra says you stop aging and death.
Correct.
So Lord Buddha wasn't talking figuratively about aging and death?
In this scenario, no. It literally means you can stop the process of aging and death.
So I guess Lord Buddha didn't use his own teachings.
Ooh. Well, I have the whole sentence I want to say now, which I'm not allowed to say.
No, you say chi chair or
Why did you say that?
or I believe or I agree, right? Which depends on the verb.
That means why did you say that?
Because he aged and died.
That's your perception of him.
Oh, that's not your perception?
It's also my perception.
Ooh. So therefore, to your perception, even the founder of the tradition aged and died.
Because
I didn't say why. I said in your perception. Yes or no?
yes, in my perception.
Yeah. So therefore, you have no proof that these teachings are literal.
Teachings are literal.
You have no direct proof that these teachings are literal.
No, I have deductive.
Direct proof, direct.
No direct proof.
Yeah, so why should I listen to you? Go away. Okay, good, Kalamigi. I set you up as usual. So why haven't you seen such a thing? I mean, I know you're lying anyway. You're like, I see it all day. But why wouldn't people see such a thing?
Because we might not have the karma to see it. We don't have the karma to see it. Someone may not have the karma to see it.
How is the karma of not seeing other people stop aging and death related to stopping your own aging and death?
That as we plant virtuous seeds and are good to people, we will begin to see people who appear not to be aging or not to have died, which is indicative of us getting closer to that state for ourselves.
Oh my God. And that's how we're going to end the class. That is an auspicious place to end the class. Okay. Let's end there. So tomorrow we're going to, perfect, Kelly Mickey, perfect answer. Thank you. Tomorrow we're going to have our review. So please do your homework, meditations, and blah, blah, quizzes, and we'll study for the final, and hopefully I'll take my final tomorrow, and then I'll be done. So, and then as a reminder, on February 16th, the Three Jewels will be hosting, I guess it's a Q&A, but I'm thinking of it more like a party. I'm going to expose the whole New York community to a lot of bad jokes. I'll never be invited back, but so for one time only, you get to have me interact with our East Coast friends. And so please come, which is this Tuesday at 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Guadalajara time. Okay, the link is in the thingy, the chat.
The way that Rachel told the New York Sangha about it, it was that all of your students would be panelists.
Oh, okay. Well, whoever shows up's the panelist.
I didn't interpret it that way. I interpreted her email as that they were invited guests.
Okay, well, we'll see if the Buddha Rachel was being literal or figurative on Tuesday. There's only one way to find out. Come to class. All right. And then Wednesday, the mixed nuts term starts, term 12, which is actually term 13. But that's a long story. So if you have trouble sleeping and you need a nap, come to my mind only class. Okay, we'll get you all set up. Okay. It's all day. It's 6 hours a day or 5 hours a day. I don't know. It's 5 hours a day. Wednesday, February 16th to March 2nd. And we have like a 2-day break in the middle there.
Okay.
I don't know. Hold on. I have the whole schedule right here. Now I'm opening the schedule. Now I'm looking at the schedule. It's 7 a.m. on wait, is Wednesday, February 17th? Yeah, okay, yeah, that's right. It's 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. We have class. And then all those same days at 4 p.m., 5 p.m., and 6 p.m. with a Q&A to follow most days as well.
Wow.
Yeah. My Q&As are ridiculous if you want to be exposed to more of this. And then same thing, Thursday, February 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, March 1st and 2nd, 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. East Coast. Oh, wait, no, excuse me. Arizona time, okay? So that's 10 p.m. Starting at 10 p.m. Sorry, 9 p.m. Sorry, on the East Coast. And 9 a.m. and 8 a.m. in Guadalajara. And then, sorry, Haro, I'm making your life horrible. And then similar in the evening, 4, 5, and 6 Arizona time. And that would be 6, 7, and 8 in New York, 5, 6, and 7 in Guadalajara. Woo! Okay? And bother Nick if you want to be a part of it. I think there's a fee. And because he's Buddhist, you can always get him to waive it if you're broke or something. But if you have money, pay, because it goes to my salary. All right, here we go. Kelly McGee.
Tashi, Puki, Jukshin, Metok, Tram. Rira, Blingshin, Yende, Genpa, Di. Sange, Shingdu, Mikte, Luargi. Jokun, Namdak, Shingla, Jupar, Sho. Iram Guru Ratna Mandala Kam Niryatayami. Gewa Di Kewukun. Sunam Yeshe Sunam Yeshe Lejunwe. Dampa Kuni Toparsho.
Yay. All right.
Thank you, Ward.
Oh yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you, Jero.
Thanks, Haro.
Thank you, Alejandra, for recording. Gracias, Alejandra. por grabar.
Thank you, Aldo, for acting like someone who didn't get it. I know you're really a Buddha. See everybody tomorrow. We'll have the quiz and then go over the for the final. And then you should do all your homeworks and you should hand them in, and you should then, if you've already taken this course, because it's just a review, be done, course 18. And congratulations to Alex Rivas, who finished all of his ACI courses. Yay! And Aldo, you gonna finish? You gonna be done?
Yes. Just missing final of 16 and last quiz 10, class 10 of 16, final 16, and final 18.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, so congratulations to Aldo as well.
Berta finished as well.
She's done everything?
Yeah. Berta Guadalajara.
Yeah, see.
Yeah.
Great. So we're churning out some people here. So for the rest of you, you're stuck with me for a little while longer. Find somebody else that is more likable. But that's your karma, your problem. Okay, so see everybody tomorrow.
Yep.
To finish up. All right.
Bye.
Thanks for coming, Birdie. Bye, everybody.